Hello and welcome to the Extreme Z Podcast, the only Dokkan podcast making your favorite talk show format relevant again. I'm your host, Epic Mewtwo, aka Dokkan Assets.
And I'm your co-host, Caleb.
Are you good, bro? You got the chuckles there?
A little tripped up when you said Dokkan Assets, I'll be honest.
Oh, bro, I know you're not used to the big man, the big bald man upstairs, the homie Waveco.
And to be honest, I'm more so not used to you saying both at this point.
I got you. Well, soon enough, I won't be saying either. Bye. This podcast is yours now. No, I'm just kidding. Bro, you just Thanos stuttered at me, bro. Anyway, we're being clowns. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to episode 46 of the podcast. We have an interesting one today. Basically no news. We wanted to
I've got some, but it's
yeah,
not too much.
A little bit. This will also be one of our more free-flowing episodes. So for those of you that enjoy those, you're gonna have a heyday with this one. But we did want to talk about, before we got into things, why this episode was so delayed. Sunday, Kayvon was sick. And then Monday,
but
you're wait, what?
Still a little bit raspy in the throat, but we're vibing.
Nah, you're good. You sound a lot better anyway.
Yeah,
I'm sure it doesn't feel better though. Bro, that sip of water tells me I was right.
I drink water too.
Good. Anyway, though. And then the day after that, we kind of decided that by the time everything dropped and then we were looking at everything and I was data mining everything, it was already kind of too late to record. Plus, we wanted to wait till today to have a little bit more news because, yesterday literally would have been like one thing and then that would have been all we could talk about. Yeah. So
we waited.
Yeah, we waited a little bit just so that we could have a little bit more of a beefier podcast. So hope you guys aren't too up in arms about it. I'm sure it'll be all right. But let's go ahead and talk about said news. So last podcast episode being 2 weeks ago, everything since then, and again, most of this is probably going to be the same between Global and JP, launches Treasure Hunt reset a couple of times. I believe 2, because it would have been 2 weeks. The Elder Kai banner reset. We did get the special edition Battlefield go live. The what is this technically called? The Buu Saga Battlefield, I guess.
Yes, Buu Saga edition.
Yeah. Oh, this virtual Dokkan Battle version 2.0 is Majin Buu. Thank you, DBZ Space. True. They did also tell us that, unfortunately, for everybody who is on Android, users of Android will need to update the Google Play Developer Services app to version 13.0 or later. Basically, if you cannot update your app, aka if your phone old or you can't update it for some reason, you can't play Dokkan. That is starting with Dokkan version 4.12.0, by the way. That will be scheduled to be released in, I should never say that on anything Dokkan related, sorry. That will be released though, there we go, in October. So basically they're giving you a heads up like, hey, you got a month, good luck. They've done this a couple of times as well. When it comes to iOS, obviously not supporting certain older iOS versions, of course, as the game gets not only bigger but more advanced, you need, newer hardware and whatnot for you to be able to run the game. So, I mean, as long as you're not running on the iPhone when the homie Steve Jobs was still, with us, then I think you should be good. But regardless, though, make sure you get all of your stuff updated for Android devices. We did get the mission rewards for the Buu Innards co-op missions.
Never say it.
So, I hope that'll be the last time I ever have to say it. I'm going to be honest with you. But those rewards were distributed. It was some stones. It was the Super Vegeta Ultimate Gohan and Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks wallpaper. Actually, interestingly enough, we weren't going to hit this by the actual date that we were supposed to get it all done by. and then they extended it, and then we were able to get the rewards from that. Did they extend it twice, or was it just one?
I think it was only once.
I will say, and we will probably talk about this, in 2 seconds, frankly, because the news is quite a big jump. This is kind of a testament rather, to the lack of content in this celebration, unfortunately. Also, the fact that we had to wait like 2 days for there to be news is also kind of telling. But we literally couldn't complete this, and that's like unheard of when it comes to, missions that both versions need to participate in. So yikes on that one nonetheless. And speaking of a yikes, that was the 6th, by the way, that happened. The Google Play thing was the 3rd, and before that was the 31st. But the Boo missions, there you go, I didn't say it, were the 6th, and it jumps to the 13th, bro.
Yeah.
Yikes. That's a huge yikes. Basically, this was the stuff that we got. Technically, it would have been 2 days ago at the time of this upload. Basically, we got news on JP that we were going to be getting some more ESBR stages. It's going to be interesting to see how they do these, considering that the original ESBR stages were obviously for the type, different teams and whatnot. So I guess they'll be doing categories. Kind of, I don't know. I'm not sad about that, but it is a little bit disappointing because I thought that the whole point of them was for like the types and to kind of bring those back and then keep the category ones for regular SBR. But hey, the show must go on, I suppose. Nonetheless, though, this is going to bring a very exciting EZA, and that is going to be for the Sung Wukong, or Journey to the West Goku, the Int LR Goku that you get from Super Battle Road, ironically enough, not from ESPR. I mean, I guess you didn't get Gohan from that either, but regardless, though, he's going to be getting an EZA just like Gohan did with the ESBR stages, so that is super, super cool. He's obviously a great unit, and those two arts together are fantastic. Besides that, we are going to get a new Dragon Ball history stage. That is, it's Buu Saga, ain't it?
It's against Majin Buu.
Gotcha, okay.
Like it's just every Buu.
The homie Buu. And then also, notice a new stage will appear. Basically, this was the updated version of the story event that we got in part 1. The story event with the free Goku and Hercule. They now Dokkan Awaken into Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Hercule and Buu, respectively. They're an exchange unit, by the way. And the Goku is the one who has the partner super attack, or what I think that we're calling the Unite super attack, which you said stands for United super attack, so I guess that makes sense.
Well, unit super attack, but yeah, basically that's what I think.
Unit super attack, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting indeed. Yeah, because on DBZ Space, the translation says unit special move, so I guess it would be unit super attack then. Interesting. By the way, all of that should be actually active by the time of this upload, so content boys. Maybe except for, is there one that won't be? No, they'll all be here by then. Yeah, they'll all be here by then. So yeah, that is everything for JP. That was like quick. Our explanation on why we couldn't do this was longer than that.
Well, mine just got with New Celebration, which I'll go over actually, since I actually have it in game and based an update.
True, and also you can just say, I mean, basically it's mostly the same except for minor couple changes.
So basically,
a monkey.
Yeah, we already had that. So starting with Global, the Ultimate Clash went live. The Buu Saga one, like Theo said. The Buu event that I will not speak of.
This was fun. In body.
Exactly. This is funny. A hashtag Dokkan Squad campaign.
Bro, they stole the Wave Squad. I'm telling you, bro. Listen, hold on. I'm a red for a second, bro. Listen, bro. I've said listen like 5 times already. I made that hashtag because I was like, I wanted to do a tag for, people who are followers of our almighty Wave Coup. And I was like, DA Squad for Dokkan Assets. But that didn't really catch on. I was like, yeah, it's not really catchy. But then I was like, oh, Wave Squad, bro. That's sick. And then we voted. And then we decided to be Wave Squad. And now that's in my name. And that's just what I guess I'm going to call you all people who are listening to this podcast. And I was like, sick, bro, we're the Wave Squad. And then not like 2 days later, Dokkan's like, oh, look at the Dokkan Squad. And I was like, they know. They know.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, continue. Sorry, I know.
But anyways, we got, I don't know if this is the first time we got to talk about this is just it being updated, but Global total has gotten 70 stones from top grossing so far for part 1.
Wow.
Very nice. Global also got the Hercules Quest campaign, which gave like 11 stones. Very cool.
Nice.
And then we got the same notification as JP, the new Infinite Dragon Ball's history, new story stage, and new challenge event, which is the original Extreme Super Battle Road coming to Global, finally. Bringing Kid Gohan's EZA and Pain to everyone trying to do the end.
I was like, wait, Pain from Naruto? What are you talking about?
No true pain.
I suppose you should talk about the difference in the versions of ESBR, right?
On JP right now, they are doing Extreme Super Battle Road Category Edition. That's not going to be fun.
True.
And on Global right now, it's only for the types Super Battle Roads. So we'll need to see how that works out.
Yeah, that will probably be released in the future. I assume what they'll probably do. I don't know. Maybe you'd know a little bit more about this or have a better guess than I would.
Personally,
yeah, that's literally what I was going to say. They'll probably replace the original launch of it with Gotenks and Boo with Category 1 on Global. Because they literally like ripped that celebration of its heart and soul.
They really did, honestly.
Yeah, big F for
Gotenks so besides that, we got part 2 announced. The worldwide celebration of Millions of Miracles campaign.
Millions of Miracles.
That's a very good name, I'll admit.
Interesting. I assume that's for the Spirit Bomb, right?
Yeah, it starts with the new movie, the part 2 missions, the showdown on Supreme Kai's planet with the winner Goku and loser Vegeta with his looking at his rock paper scissors hand, just like, what did I do? The top legendary summon with Vegeta Angel that can be Dokkan awakened into an LR, and Majin Vegeta with a revamped 12 key. It's interesting how they didn't do the Ultra, but I guess you're going to see his 12 key most of the time. Or
wait, say it again. You cut out.
Only his 12 key is getting revamped, not his 18.
Gotcha.
And you're only going to see his 12 key usually, so it's not that big a deal. But it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah,
kind of an F. All things considered. Yeah, go for it. Kind of an F, all things considered. Considering that, obviously I know that even though his 18 key isn't bad, a lot of people really wanted to see it revamped. I, being one of them, it could have definitely been better. And I mean, that's such an impactful scene that I feel like it almost deserves to be better. It almost makes me think that they're like, just gonna use it on a new Majin Vegeta or something, and they're just gonna like screw.
Yeah, at least that's what I think.
Yeah, like how they did for AGL Gohan, where his active skill is that super attack. Even though LR Gohan technically has it. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, we do have like one Dokkan Fest Majin Vegeta at the moment, but kind of an F that's not getting revamped. Hopefully the 12 key looks good though. Sorry, I'm playing with something.
I'm sure it definitely will, but
yeah, let's hope.
We got the final stages for the new story event. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. You have anything more you want to say?
Or no, I was just gonna say actually, Dokkan did just announce on their official Twitter the loser and winner Goku for how does that chosen, by the way?
It's whoever uses more stamina.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Link level grinding, gonna be a whole lot of fun.
So yeah, the new stages for the story event went up to let us Dokkan awaken the Goku and Vegeta, and they can now EZA right away with their Extreme Z area. LR Hercule can be EZA'd, and you can buy 3 medals a day. You need 45, and you need to use 9 million a day, basically because they each cost 3 million. I'm sorry for your wallet, Thea.
My Dokkan wallet, yeah.
Yeah. Super Battle Road is now Extreme Super Battle Road actually is now live. Same with the Infinite Dragon Ball history. Another Kai banner, which is interesting. Golden Weekend missions, very nice to see those. And that's basically all that's new for part 2.
I did want to point this out just because I was looking at the Dokkan official Twitter and I saw the homie Nano. Shout out to Nano. I mean, he doesn't really need a shout out here, but regardless, though, he made an interesting point that perhaps they could be saving the final atonement for a a unit super attack.
How would that work?
I don't know. Maybe like...
Who would it be partnered with? Like a Kid Trunks, maybe?
I mean, maybe that, or maybe like Piccolo? Because remember, Piccolo goes like, "You're gonna do it, aren't you?" You know?
Maybe.
And then Vegeta go explodey.
True.
So,
that could work.
I don't know. I mean, granted, you know, they could just do it as like a normal active skill or something, but that would be pretty cool. You know what actually would be pretty... Well, you know what? I'll save that for our segue. We're going to talk about top LR mechanics. Did you like that? My idea for what it'll be.
You know but you know what's not as good as... what that isn't as good as?
Well,
the placement of this ad.
Nailed it. And we are back.
Back with content that Dokkan didn't deliver. Thank you for watching that ad. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going.
Podcast over. Mic drop. Let's go. I can't even drop my mic, bro. It's on a mic stand.
Dang.
You could drop your mic, though. Here, give me a mic drop sound. Sounded like a snowball hitting someone in Minecraft. That was great.
I mean, it is a snowball.
It's literally a blue
so
snowball. That's right. I forgot about that. Anyhow, though, today we are going to be talking about new top LR mechanics. We're going to be doing some brainstorming. Bzz, big brain. Basically, the long and the short of the brain blast, yeah, on some Jimmy Neutron type stuff is that we have seen a pattern that Dokkan has introduced new mechanics with every new top LR banner when it comes to a download celebration. Also, I mean, technically they're introduced with the free-to-play units, but you clicked on the video for LR, so we're going to talk about LR. We had, obviously, with the androids last time, the exchange mechanic, quote-unquote, introduced, obviously, with Android 17 and 18 going into 16. And now we have the Vegeta that is going to have some kind of unit super attack.
yeah.
So we not only want to talk about some ideas for unit super attacks, just because obviously that is sort of the hot topic right now, but we also just want to talk about some different top LR mechanics that we could see in the future, or that me and Kayvon would like to talk about in the future. Again, this isn't one of our more structured episodes, but we kind of just wanted to throw around some ideas and give our thoughts on things. And of course, if you guys have any ideas, feel free to leave those in the comments. Before I lose my train of thought, I did want to share what I was thinking about that Majin Vegeta super attack. Basically, I was thinking that it would be really cool for unit super attacks, and maybe this is getting a little bit too into like what people are afraid of like, you know how like people were afraid for a while that when specific conditions for transformations came, people were afraid that they was going to get to, you know, there has to be a Bootank's Fizz, you know, Majin Buu Saga LR as the enemy, and you have to be at 52% HP with 3 items remaining, and your HP also has to be above 200k.
Like, that isn't the conditions we have right now.
Yes. But regardless, though, I think it could be interesting for a unit super attack. And again, this couldn't be like a common thing because it wouldn't really make sense for the game. But to have a special super attack procced by the enemy, like, for example, right? If there is a Boo parentheses fat on the enemy's side, maybe then Majin Vegeta's quote-unquote unit super attack would activate. You know, so instead of it being like someone on your team, it would be because of the enemy. But I feel like that's a little bit too far-fetched. Let's get into the actual meat and potatoes. So I just wanted to get that out there to get it out of the old brainwaves.
No.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Do you want to hop right into new mechanics, or do you want to give any ideas that you might have for unit super attacks first? I suppose it could be like specific units or different ways that it could actually like work.
I'd say let's actually just get into some ideas, and then we could just bounce around some like more specific ones. Do you have an idea in your head right now?
Okay, I need to put this stuff down. I'm playing with stuff on my desk. I'm sorry. Yeah, I do. Sorry.
Wow, that's so unprofessional.
No, I know. Whenever I'm trying to focus, I play with something like in my hands to keep my hands occupied because I'm very fidgety. And then it's always something noisy because I'm just a noisy person. So like I have an empty chapstick in between a chip clip and I'm spinning it in the chip clip and it's very amusing. You can literally hear that
Amazing.
sound. Anyway, I know I'm getting way off track here. I do think that a really cool mechanic, and again, I guess this is just kind of me stealing it from Bucci, but rest in peace, by the way.
Mm.
I do think at some point there should be some kind of fusion mechanic where we have two different units, right? Obviously, you would have to do it something along the lines of how they're doing these unit super attacks, where, you know, like for example, with Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Hercule, it doesn't have to be, you know, that exact Hercule from that story event. It just has to be a Hercule from the Buu saga. I think it would be really cool if they did do some kind of fusion unit in the future where, you know, maybe like just for the sake of the example, we don't need another Vegeta Blue. Please don't, Dokkan, don't give us that right now. But for the sake of the example, like a Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and a Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and then, you know, they would be able to fuse, but technically you would only need like the specific Blue Ku and then a Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta on the team. You know, maybe they're from like Goku Black or something like that. And then they obviously fuse into Vegito in this case, but I do think a mechanic like that would be cool. And I think honestly, maybe this is also a little bit far-fetched. I mean, since we are brainstorming, I'm gonna vision cast here a little bit. Okay, Dragon Ball Heroes or Dragon Ball Heroes, Dragon Ball Fusions 2. Okay, I think that a really cool way to introduce some Dragon Ball or some fusions, right, would to be to when they come out with Dragon Ball Fusions 2, please, Bandai, I'm begging you, maybe they do some free to play cards with that where you could have like a bunch of characters that fuse together. I mean, in Dragon Ball Fusions you can actually fuse 5 people together. That would be kind of ridiculous for Dokkan. But regardless, though, you know how like we have like Tiencha and like adult Gotenks and stuff? Maybe like some funny things that could catch people's attention like that, and then you know they could get into more like main series fusions or something. Honestly, at this point, I could see them doing. I don't know how people feel about another Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I think people probably maybe want one at this point, considering that Tech Gogeta is awful.
I think so.
I'm kidding. He's not that bad, but stinky boy. Anyway, I think that probably a 4Ku and a 4Gita, ew, that sounds so weird to say, could actually work well for a new Gogeta like that, because everybody's sick of Vegito at the moment, and most people are sick of, you know, regular Gogeta, not, you know, obviously GT. So I think that could be pretty cool in terms of like a fusion mechanic. And then obviously with that would come like specific super attacks to that fuse transformation. You know, maybe they even have like unit super attacks. If you have, like, you could even incorporate that in there where, you know, if the Blue Ku and the Blue Vegeta are on the same team, you know, then they get a unit super attack together while they're not even Vegito yet. And then, you know, they could still fuse together. You could do that. Obviously, Goku would have normal super attacks at that point too. Your thoughts?
I will say, in the context of Dokkan, a conventional like 2-card fuse mechanic wouldn't work.
Agreed. But I think they could make it work somehow.
They could make it work in the way of make it basically a condition, sort of like you know how Gohan's active needs a 16 sort of thing. You can make the active basically be, or like maybe not even active skill. It could be called a just fusion skill or something like that.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. There you go.
If there, if there is like, for example, the Super Saiyan 4 example, if there is a Vegeta, like maybe it's just like a Vegeta from the like Shadow Dragon Saga, just not as Super Saiyan 4, just like a bit more broad. You could activate a fusion. And that, like, say it's like an LR Goku, it's just that Goku becomes an LR, becomes a Gogeta type thing.
And then the Vegeta stays. Interesting.
Yeah, a cool thing that I could actually do, if they do that, say there's a dual Dokkan Fest with a Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, both of them can have a transformation or a fusion skill. But they both become a Gogeta, but they both do something different.
And then that entices people to summon for both because money.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it could be a very interesting mechanic, depending on how they do it, and if they definitely, I feel like it would not required, but like it would be very nice if they gave free versions to trigger one or the other's active, or maybe just give a free version in general.
Yeah.
That would also be cool, but
yeah, like from a story event or something.
Yeah, I feel like they could make it work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I think no, I was just gonna say I think that's a great idea because then that also kind of solves the problem of like if two cards did become one, then who's the extra, you know, who would be left on the team. I don't know. Maybe they could even take that a step further. I suppose it would kind of be situational in that case. But like, could you imagine if like they had like a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku that fused and then like it created an extra card? Like I don't know how that would work, but like maybe it like leaves a Gohan GT or like a GT Pan or something like that on the field. I don't know the legality of that necessarily. But
yeah, the legality on it, I have no idea how that stands, but that would be a cool idea nonetheless.
Yeah, because then you could, because I suppose, well, I don't know if that would technically be illegal because you're not restricting the card behind having two units. It's still the same unit, I guess. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That could be really cool though.
Yeah, I can read
it. I do wonder though. I wonder how they come up with the mechanics. Like, I wonder if they think of what units would be good to have a mechanic like this, and then they form a mechanic around it, or do they come up with the mechanic first and then they come up with characters who would fit?
I feel like it might be a bit of both because I feel like maybe if we're talking about back in 300 million downloads, I feel like maybe one developer was just like, we should make like an Android 17 and 18 card or something like that, and have 16 be incorporated somehow. And then like one of the guys probably just thought of what if it's Android 17 and 18 and then 16 switches in or something, like tags in or something.
Yeah.
I feel it could definitely go both ways. Like either the character comes first or the idea comes first and it's tied to a character.
Yeah. That'd be interesting to see their process.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, I feel like there are definitely some obvious choices for unit super attacks, but like, I feel like Goku and Hercule is kind of an obvious one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it'd be like, I could definitely see them being like, hey, we should have something where Goku gets the Spirit Bomb from Hercule somehow, and then, you know, they come up with it. Or if they're just like, here's the mechanic, and oh, Buu Saga and this fits. I don't know. It'd be kind of interesting to see. You have any thoughts on the mechanics, mister? I know I've been talking for a fat minute now.
Well, it definitely isn't a new mechanic is the thing, but I want to see personally, because I've seen some of this on the Reddit, conditional like transformations where like basically how STR Super Buu works.
Okay. Explain.
Where he transforms he transforms into different units based on your HP.
Okay.
So to give you an example, think about like a Kale, for example, like a base form Kale. If you're after like 5 turns, if you're above 50%, you become Super Saiyan 2 Kale. If you're below, you become Berserk Kale.
Oh, bro, that's could be the new wave of like transformation cards like Goku and Frieza and Vegeta, low key.
I feel like that could be very cool. And it'll also give sure some of them might be hard to activate. But at the same time, I feel, or maybe just have it be like a choice. Like, imagine like as an active skill, you either swipe up or down.
Bro, literally have Shulk's Monado wheel in Dokkan.
Yep. Exactly. No, I feel like that could definitely be a more utilized thing that they already have established in a way.
Agreed. I think.
What?
Bro. All right, rock, paper, scissors for it. Whoever wins gets Goku.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What are you holding up?
I got paper.
I got scissors. Let's go.
Of course you did. Cheater. No, I'm kidding.
Bro, I'm looking like Vegeta looking at my scissors, bro.
No,
I was just going to say that actually kind of gave me an idea, you saying it like that. They could literally, and it would be so easy too, considering they're already establishing the unit super attack. They could literally just do unit fusions. Like, instead of how I was describing where you need 2 cards that would like fuse into one or have one left, I suppose maybe this achieves the same thing as how you kind of like corrected me how it could work. But like, for example, okay, let's say that you have like a specific Goku or Vegeta, right? And then if there's a Pycon on your team, then they transform into Goku and Vegeta. I suppose in a way that is almost kind of like how LR Gohan works, where you need a 16, but I guess maybe more so like a specific animation for it. Like you could have the animation of Pycon, he's watching Gogeta and, or he's watching Gogeta. He's watching Vegeta and Goku fuse, and he's like, wow, incredible. And Janemba punches him in the head. And then he fuses. I don't know. That could be interesting. That would be a way that I almost feel like people would be more comfortable with, like, how AGL Gohan would transform if they did it that way. In a weird kind of way, you know what I mean?
No, I can see what you mean.
Okay, speak.
So this is not really a tie to a specific card, I guess, but one thing I always wish that would be cool for Dokkan to add, as a sort of like not really mechanic, but I guess just an overall type mechanic, not really to specific cards, is say you're fighting like
I need to stop.
Kefla's event. Oh my goodness! So you're fighting Kefla's event with a UI Goku on your team, right? If the attack is about to finish off the final phase, instead of the regular super attack, it plays an animation that reflects like how it happened in the anime, like more accurately. Or it's actually just like a little movie, basically, almost.
That'd be cool. So like a kind of like an LF.
Essentially, yeah, kind of like with more detail too, so they can have like, because it would basically play if you meet the requirement of like.
So they can clown on legends. I see.
Exactly. Nah, but I feel like it definitely helped because a lot of like these great animations are sullied sometimes by the sprites with how low quality they are. But with something like that, it would be like a full-fledged like cutscene or something like that that would play if you're about to KO the character.
Interesting.
And I feel like it could be easy to implement into certain events because like all events have like a character that is like boosted. Right?
Oh, you're saying make it event specific?
Basically like in Dokkan events.
Interesting.
Like say for Buhan's event or whatever. If you finish him up with the super attack from the Super Vegito, it plays like an animation of him getting clowned on by like the Spirit Sword or something.
Gotcha. Interesting.
And it wouldn't be like unit specific, but it would be like characters type specific.
Right.
So it would also apply to like free cards, if anything.
It would almost be like taking KO screens to the next level.
Yes, exactly.
Because we love those KO screens, but it's like they're so cool, but it's like you just kind of see that anyway, even if they don't get KO'd. You just get to see it longer if they do get KO'd.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That might be too restrictive.
Oh, definitely. It might be.
Yeah, because that definitely feels like how I was describing where like the certain super attack procs, but it's only against a certain type of enemy. I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't make an animation for that. Not that they're lazy. I mean, as a game designer too, I would be like, this is super cool, but like, not as worth it maybe. I think that would be great though with like maybe doing it on any enemy. Just because like how you were saying, it's like that it is super restrictive because it's like you put in all that work and then like how often do you fight Buhan?
Fair.
I do think it would be awesome, though. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just I'm just playing Deborah's advocate.
No, I know. I mean, how often do you see AGL Gohan transform? Am I right?
I mean, yeah.
Got him.
Thank you, Dokkan Reddit. Very cool. We love you.
But no, I don't know. Like, there's definitely a lot of things they can do. Another, I guess this could apply to like a top unit, but this is going to bit like a bit pay to win type of standpoint. But hear me out here.
I'm interested.
So, I'll use the example for Kale again. Actually, LR Kale.
All right, you lost me. No, I'm kidding.
No, like say there's like not an LR. Actually, it would work more for TURs. A Kale SSR that can use 2 medals. Kefla's Dokkan Fest medals.
I think
or like her event medals or something like that. She either becomes a Super Saiyan 2 Kale or like a Berserk Kale.
So basically a split evolution path. Yeah, like Pokemon. Like how you can technically evolve a Pokemon into oh my gosh, help me think of a split evolution path. I'm blanking here.
Snorunt into Frostlass or Squally.
You know, I forget those are the same Pokemon, but you're right.
I know, right?
Interesting. Yeah, that would be cool.
The only problem with that is that by technicality, you need 10 copies of that unit to rainbow them.
Money.
But it could be solved in the way of them being unique, where if you reverse them, you can reawaken them into the other card.
Oh, that could be cool.
And it would also give more use for reawakening medals or something like that.
Bro, but then
so you
would
still
have
the
to
full card.
Wait, but then do you have to refarm the medals when you have to awaken them?
It would only be for the first time. Like, say you have the medal, say you awaken them with the one medal, you reverse them. You have to farm up the other medal.
Oh, okay.
Then awaken them, but then you could reverse them freely.
Gotcha. So it would only take reverse medals, or maybe they make a special kind of reverse medal for that.
Maybe that'd be cool.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
No, I think that could be vary up the gameplay a little bit.
Yeah,
and make it so that copies aren't just useless after the 5, but even then, like, I don't think we need uses for the extra copies just yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
No, I definitely could I can agree with that.
Because it could be like another example could be like a base Goku that either goes Super Saiyan 3 or does the Super Spirit Bomb, for example.
That could be cool. I'd be down for that. I was trying to think of more like specific ones for the top LR cards because I feel like those are a little bit different than new mechanics introduced for specific anniversaries or like other celebrations. Who was the first transformation unit? Remind me. I'm going somewhere with this. Trust me.
Like just regular transformation?
Yes.
Wasn't it Turles?
I feel like there was someone before him, but I might be misremembering. Oh, it was in UI.
Yeah, it
was UI.
Right.
Yeah. I guess he wasn't technically an anniversary, but regardless.
No, he was a Christmas for Global.
Yeah. What I was going to say is I feel like something that would be really cool is like a new card mechanic. I mean, I guess we can kind of just throw it under the bus anyway. But would be, I want it, bro. Voiced transformations.
Yeah, they've already started with like voiced exchanges and stuff like that. We need it for just transformations in general, honestly.
Bro, the fact that Vegito Blue, yells, so step, Vegito Blue, and nothing comes out of his mouth makes me cry every time I watch it.
Bro, we got robbed of that and Yosha. I'm so mad.
Yosha! And the Yosha from the Japanese original one is so good, too. It's so, like, powerful. I don't know.
I would have even taken him saying funny, all right.
Yeah, right. I mean, that would have just been the global one, but...
yeah, I mean, it's still funny.
True. Regardless, though, I almost think that, like, those kind of mechanics should be more relegated to, like, anniversaries and stuff like that, because the top LR mechanics are... I almost feel like they're different than how other new mechanics for cards work, right? Because we have active skills and we have transformations, but the top LR cards were exchange, which isn't a transformation, introduces a whole new unit, and then the other one is another unit needs to be present to have a super proct, right?
Basically, yes.
So I feel like it's a little bit different. I suppose you could kind of think of it in this way. Maybe this isn't what they were going for, and this was accidentally made, and this wasn't going to be my original point, but I'm going to make the point now anyway. It feels like anniversary cards and other cards like that have the unit and their mechanics focused around the particular unit. Active skills are the units, like whatever the character is. They do an attack from, whatever they're from. And transformations are obviously the character transforming, Obviously, we're not really taking into account here, like, units that are technically two characters. But with top cards, it almost feels like it always includes another character in the way of, like, needing another character or introducing another character for, the card to operate to what it's trying to do. So I don't know. I mean, I think too that there is some more potential with different things that they can do with this, but I really do wonder what they're going to choose for the next big download celebration.
That's fair.
Because, I mean, I suppose this is literally the point of us brainstorming. It's like, oh, you know, what could they do for the next one? But besides unit super attacks where, like, you need another unit, and I suppose the whole fusion thing, and, you know, obviously exchange units, the only thing that I could see them doing, maybe this would fall more into an exchange unit, but I feel like it would have to be a little bit different somehow, and maybe this would also just be a new, like, unit as, like, in its entirety, or a new unit type, but I really think that it would be cool if they introduced units of characters fighting each other. Like, where the two characters in the card are characters that are fighting each other. There's a lot of other gacha games where there are characters where, you know, the enemies are in one card. I mean, I know I use this example on stream all the time, but in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Start a Shooter's great gacha game, by the way, you should definitely download it. They're at their 6.5 anniversary right now. Crazy old gacha game. They have a bunch of cards that are like Jotaro versus Dio and Giorno versus the boss, and I don't think they have a Joseph versus the Pillarman yet. That would actually be pretty cool to see. They actually just introduced for the 6.5 anniversary a Josuke and Kira card. So I think that would be like a super cool way to, you know, even just take the exchange mechanic to the next level, to have like, I don't know, maybe you have like, you know, just for an example, since we're talking about the Buu saga, you know, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, ba 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 ba, you know, and they're fighting, and then Kibu comes in to fight, you know, and then he's the card now. Or even so, I don't know, you could have like a character caught in the crossfire maybe in the battle, but I do think exchange cards would probably be the best way to do cards that
kind of like, actually, you know what that actually reminds me of perfectly? Exchange Buu.
How so?
Because
they technically do fight. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Because technically Boo's Super is from when he fought Exchange, or fought Evil Buu. And Evil Buu Super is when he basically just ended the bounty hunter guy, but like their act skill is just them fighting and Buu eating good Buu. Or Evil Buu eating good Buu. So it's like, in a way, that kind of like paves the road for your idea.
Yes. I like this idea. You know what else I think could be really cool on the topic of exchange mechanics? If they made an exchange mechanic where you could exchange the character back.
Kind of like how 16 works in a way.
Yeah, but is 16 not like a one use, or I don't have the card.
He's one use, and then he reverts back to just the original card.
Gotcha. I mean, that is cool, but wow, I actually didn't know he worked like that. I have the card on Global, I haven't awakened it. Oops, stinky JP, I mean. But I don't have it on JP, but that's interesting. I didn't know it actually worked like that. That's almost not even like an exchange. That's almost just like an extra super attack.
Kind of. He's just there for 2 supers, essentially.
Interesting. Dang, bro. Shafting the homie. But no.
I know.
I think that, like, one that could be really cool where, like, you know, they exchange, you know, and then you could exchange back, you know, like, how, I don't know, how it would be interesting to see what kind of events that they would maybe create to be able to, like, use that, because they'd have to be ever changing, because like if you had a unit that was like, you know, a very defensive character and a very attacking character, you know, I assume that you would like use one, and then like on, you know, like a stage where you maybe need more firepower, you would bring out the attacking character, and then a boss that hits really hard, you would bring out the defensive character, something like that. But I don't know, I guess I don't see a situation where you need to switch between them yet in Dokkan, because most of the time, like, it's kind of weird, and this is what almost kind of stinks about the exchange mechanics. I feel like the exchange mechanics are sort of just like the transformation mechanic, but with a sticker on it. Because It's basically just like transformations in the way that the card just gets stronger, except instead of the character, you know, going from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan Blue, it's just a new character being introduced.
Yeah.
And I don't
I
know.
will say that does give it more freedom, but they are very similar at the end of the day. You're right.
Like, I think it would be cool to have an exchange unit too where they're like almost equal in power. And again, I guess for you to warrant using both, you would have to have them have both uses. And then I guess in that regard, you would almost need them to be like where you could go back to the other one.
Yeah,
or just
they could easily have like a part of the mechanic change character once 3 turns have passed, and you can like activate it, like an active skill or something.
Yeah, like again or something like that.
Yeah. I feel like that could work with a lot of like different cards. Like, for example, a good example, actually, kind of like an exchange mechanics, kind of like that, and actually tying into like 2 people that fight idea. A UI Goku Jiren exchange. So it's UI Goku fighting, and he can dodge, he can still do good damage and all that, but like when you activate the exchange, Jiren comes in, slaps Goku away or something, and asserts himself into the as the like new card. Because like he won the fight, and then he's just completely offense, like full offense, no defense, or well, some defense, but like no dodging, just all damage,
all scream.
And like after like 3 turns, something, you can revert back to Goku, and then like, if you wanted to, like if you meet the conditions again, revert back to Jiren, sort of thing. Another thing that could also work with is like basically a Vegito-Gogeta exchange.
What?
Where you can start off as Vegito. Once you get below like a threshold or whatever, de-transform into Goku Vegeta, refuse into Gogeta, and then after like 3 turns pass, the fusion can wear off, and they could put the Potara into Vegeta.
Bro, you just blew my mind.
That's what the exchange mechanic has so much potential. They just need wilder ideas.
They do that in Heroes.
Do they?
Well, because remember the whole thing is that Vegito gets absorbed on purpose, you know, into Boo's innards, and then you know, they defuse, and obviously the reasoning for why they use the
fusion dance.
Yeah, well, they were going to, but then I don't remember if it's Vegeta says no or if Boo doesn't let them.
Yeah, fair.
One of the two, but actually there is a I forget what Hero's arc it is, but there is a Hero's arc where that happens, where they get absorbed and then they actually do fuse into Gogeta, and then they fight Boo inside of him.
Yeah,
I'll show you the clip after the podcast.
Yeah.
But literally that
exchange. Yeah, you could use, like, there's so much like out there ideas they could do. Like another good example is like a Fat Boo into Kid Boo, where it's like Fat Boo fighting Kid Boo, sort of. I guess just exchange Boo in a way again, but like it's like Fat Boo, and then Kid Boo like beats him up and then asserts himself as the main unit. And then after a few more turns pass, you could activate it again to go back into Fat Boo. And like I feel like that could like work really well as both like a like sort of like thing where like if they introduce the events that it's needed for, you can like use which unit is better, like you said. And also it just has more creativity in a way, because you could have like 2 units that would never like partner together, quote unquote.
That's true.
Because like most of our exchanges, barring Exchange Boo, are characters that like worked together. Because you have Goku exchange into Gohan, Trunks exchange into, or Vegeta exchange into Trunks, 17 and 18 exchange into 16, stuff like that. They all like work together.
Right.
Like we don't really have many like opposing forces that exchange into each other.
Yeah, again, more hero on enemy type of thing.
Like another like a Super Saiyan 3 Goku that exchanges into Kid Boo. Is another example.
Yeah.
That would be a really weird typing combination, though.
True. Links would be all over the place for that unit. Another cool idea that I was thinking on the same type of like wavelength, I suppose, is that this could definitely be I think that this could be another hero and villain card. But you sort of sneak a transformation in there as King Crimson sneaks the time around the Waludo. But like Okay, so for an example, right? And I suppose this could be a couple of things could be applied here, and I think you'll get where I'm going with this once I say the example. In the same regard as your Goku and Jiren example. So we're assuming that like you're basically saying MUI Goku and shirtless buff Jiren, right? So
basically, yeah.
What if we had a UI Omen Goku? Please don't give us another one, but for the sake of the example, we have another UI Omen Goku that then goes into Jiren, and then they fight, and then he goes into Mastered Ultra Instinct.
Ooh, that card would like take like 15 years to fully transform though. Probably dope.
You could even take it a step further and go even more nuts. In this case, right? We have Omen and Jiren, right? We're assuming in this case, Omen, Jiren, and Jiren with his darn shirt on. Come on, Jiren. And then he goes into Mastered Ultra Instinct, and then he could go into full power Jiren without his shirt on, transforming. So, or we could even take this a step further and have a dual character card mixed in there, because imagine MUI Goku to full power Jiren to Goku and Frieza defeating Jiren.
Bro, that would be a wild card.
That would be sick. Obviously, I'm just using...
That card would take like till the end of LGE to get to that.
Bro, final stage, final turn, you finally get them to transform.
Yeah, and you just get one attack with them, that's it.
That's it, bro. DBZ World may be making hour-long videos for showcases now. Shout out to the homie.
What we need is more like Dokkan original type stuff and just more like out there stuff, because like a GY and Jiren even like just like a combination card where like they're fighting and like the enemy just gets caught in the crossfire or something.
Yeah,
like a Beerus and Champa dual card where they just fight. Like so much stuff they could do if they just don't tie themselves just to like a game or like anime media in a way.
I mean, how would that work for the sprite?
Depends on the demand.
Like, you know the sprite where they're floating above floating before the orbs? I wonder if instead of them, like, being next to each other, you know, we'll just say, for the example, like, how the blue boys are, like, back-to-back, right? Maybe you have them both, like, facing each other.
I was thinking about, they could, like, be butting heads almost.
You could even do the funny electricity meme where, like, characters butt heads and the little electricity goes in between them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That could be cool. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would definitely be down for that.
You have any more ideas you want to share?
I don't know, bro. I do want to say...
I think I might be tapped out.
Yeah, for the sake of the example, though, I do want to share, like, obviously we used a bunch of TOP examples, but I mean, like, for the sake of things, you know, you could do let's just go absolutely wild with this, okay? So, like, actually, I just thought of it even more wild than what I was initially going to say. We'll add another step, okay? Super Saiyan Goku, okay?
Okay.
He fights Perfect Cell, right? He exchanges into Super Saiyan 1 Gohan, right? And then that exchanges into Perfect Cell. And then that exchanges into Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. And then that exchanges into Super Perfect Cell.
Oh my goodness.
Right? And that was where I was going to end. But if we really want to go further, bro, literally 5 transformation card up in here. We're talking transforming Goku, bro. The final card is Instant Transmission Goku. And I mean, to be fair, I suppose that could also be... you could also kind of change that up in a bunch of different ways. Obviously, you could make the final card like Gohan's final stand, or you know, you could even bro. We literally have to have the animation of like Trunks getting, you know, shot by the you know, the beam in there for Cell coming back. But like, you know, you could just do that, like, bro, just make the whole arc a card. No, I'm kidding. But you know,
that would sell well.
But you could just, like, you know, cover a fight basically in a card. You know, I mean, they could even do some like wild stuff with exchange units too. Like they could do okay, so it would be another like armor Gohan and Goku, but they'd be base form, and then you could exchange them, and then you give them both active skills where they could go Super Saiyan like they did in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. Like you could have the really long hair Gohan when he first goes Super Saiyan 1. You could have Goku when he's like training against Gohan go Super Saiyan 1. I don't know, man. There's so much that they could do.
Yeah. At the end of the day, though, I will say, as much as there is stuff they can do, I feel like they need to backpedal a bit and focus on more stuff they haven't yet. Like, I feel like we need more exchanges, personally.
Oh, bro, you know what this boils down to, even though we were literally, this video was about new mechanics. This video, in at least in your point that you just made, literally boils down to our category video.
Yeah.
Where we talked about how new category bad, old category good.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, there's always room for new mechanics, but they need to also like give love to the old ones.
No, for sure. I think that's one thing that Dokkan really does struggle with, though, is they like. I think maybe that's also just partially the nature of gacha games, but like, you know, they come up with a new mechanic and they make like a couple of really cool cards with the mechanic, and they're like, okay, it's time for something new. But then there's so many times where there's like, bro, you could do a bunch of other stuff with this mechanic. And granted, sometimes they do go back to older stuff. Like, obviously, we had active skills by the time that Gogeta and Broly came out, and they still transform normally.
Yeah.
But like, you know, so they always, or not they always, but they do go back sometimes and tackle old mechanics. But they definitely need to, because I mean, like we just rambled about the exchange mechanic, there's so much potential with that. That's 100% untapped. So yeah, I don't know, bro. Actually, okay, this will be the last thing I say, I promise.
Oh my goodness, okay.
You know what would be a really cool exchange mechanic if we're really talking cars that fight? Imagine fight exchange cards.
How so?
Like, we'll use Tournament of Power again. UI Goku versus Jiren exchanges into God Topo versus Blue Evo.
That would be weird, but honestly kind of cool.
I don't know how that would work. I mean, to be fair, weren't those two fights going on at the same time?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That could be really cool. Listen, bro. If we're gonna talk about the Tournament of Power, okay, I promise this is actually my last thing.
Oh my goodness.
If we're talking Tournament of Power and we're talking exchange units where you could only exchange them once and then they're permanently gone, though, like as a backpedaling from all my, you know, like crazy ideas here, the perfect card for that, where it would exchange from one unit to another and then that unit would never show up and it would go back to the original unit. Frieza and Frost pair up. It's originally Frieza, then it goes to Frost. Frieza betrays him when they're buff, and then it's Frieza again.
Yeah, that would work.
It's literally perfect.
It would never be Frost again.
Bro, and then he literally gets erased. It would be perfect.
Oh my goodness.
He gets erased like 2 seconds after that happens. Zeno says,
true.
Bye-bye.
You are right.
All right,
well,
I'm tired now. Warriors.
Let us know what you guys think of our ideas and the comments, and let us know what your ideas could be for new mechanics, or if you think they should just focus on old ones.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the top mechanics are always super interesting, and I almost feel like that those are also always the most underutilized, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, regular transformations and active skills have had a heck of a lot of units by this point. Even transformation active skills have had a couple of units at least. But it definitely feels like we haven't gotten enough exchange units. Like, even just, like, normal exchanges. You know what I mean? So, yeah, let us know what you think in the comment section for sure. Definitely looking forward to that Angel Vegeta, seeing what the unit super attack will be all about for that. Can't wait to hear that Kakuroto. Oh my god, number one da, you know, that's gonna be hype. Anyway,
very nice.
That is gonna do it from me. You have any other closing thoughts, my friend?
Good luck summoning for Vegeta if all you guys do.
Saved it. I like that, bro. I like that. Anyway, From all of us here at the Extreme Z Podcast, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and we will see you in the next one.
Take care, everyone.